What's going on, y'all? Brezzy43 here, coming at you with another video. Today, we are going to take our first step in the direction of teams utilizing good offensive water types. If you checked out my last video, you saw that I think that I played a Players Cup team that had Rotom as a member of the team. I'll have a paste to share for my team with the updated version, exchanging the Togekiss or the Celesteela for Togekiss, but that team featured Rotom Wash, one of the water type Pokemon that I think is actually incredibly well positioned currently. And I think offensive water types that are not Tapu Fini are worth exploring right now, because oftentimes you see teams with two, usually three, sometimes even as many as four Pokemon weak to water, and so having a good offensive water type that doesn't need to set up necessarily and provides other things to the team is worth exploring. So in this case, today we're going to be using Yari Han's Lapras team. So Yari is a Japanese player who is playing in the Global Winter Challenge. I found their team through the Twitter handle Liberty Note, where they post all the teams competing in these events, and this Lapras team intrigued me. I've been looking for a Lapras team for quite a while. I really like the Pokemon. I think it's a really solid Pokemon. I've never been able to use it on a team that I really like. So we are going to jump into the team here real quick, just talk about some changes I made really fast. So here's the team. Lapras, pretty straightforward. Max special attack because it's really important to do as much damage as possible. I upped the speed just slightly to 85 instead of 84, and I dropped the HP down to 108, which gives us a 219 stat for Life Orb, and the rest I put into bulk. Yari's had 225 HP instead of 219. You can do that if you want, but I basically just upped the defenses in exchange for this extra bulk here. And this EV as well, this EV spread, I think it takes a little over 50% from Urshifu, so from Bandit Urshifu with close combat. So that's something to keep in mind. You have Coco to help out that matchup, but that's the general idea. I wanted to have more in physical defense than special defense because physical defense is lower, and Urshifu is one of the main checks to the Pokemon Lapras. I'm currently running Freeze Dry over Ice Beam because I think that Freeze Dry is potentially really important to check certain water types. Yari ran Ice Beam. It looked like a lot of the games that they played on their YouTube, they used Perish Song as an endgame to beat Tapu Fini. That's an option. It works. But Freeze Dry, just giving you a second option as well, if you can't reliably Perish, I think is fine as well. So I'm going to explore Freeze Dry. Hydro Pump for the most damage is a water move. You could potentially run something like Sparkling Aria instead of Hydro Pump, but I think the extra damage is really important for Lapras. The second member is Coco. I didn't change anything about Yari's Tapu Koko set. This is the exact set. Garchomp, this is their exact set with the exception of I'm running Dragon Claw here instead of Breaking Swipe. I wanted to test this out and see if I liked it or not. The extra damage could potentially, you're actually talking about a difference of 20 as a max move, and I see Garchomp maxing a lot. I played 2 games with the team so far to test it out, and Garchomp maxed both games. So that's Garchomp. Incineroar is basically the same. We talked about this spread in my last video. We didn't have to run as much speed as Yari was running. Instead, we get to run more bulk, which I'm in favor of. So this is the Incineroar we're running. Porygon, I did make a little bit of a change. Yari's Porygon didn't quite have this much special attack, but it was modest. So actually, if you make Porygon modest, the first EV jump that it experiences is actually at 143. It jumps from, by only adding 8 EVs, it jumps from 141 to 143. So I just went ahead and dropped a little bit of the defenses in favor of the special attack and rounded the defenses out at 127. And then Ferrothorn's on the team as the late game. So this team has some modes from what I've been seeing Yari play and what I've been playing. Basically, you can lead Lapras plus any of these other 3 mons in the front with Porygon and Ferrothorn in the back. The whole idea with this lead is to get up Aurora Veil with Lapras and get these 2 Pokemon in position in the late game. Sitting under Aurora Veil, these things are very bulky. They can, if Ferrothorn can body press up, Porygon can set Trick Room, and then you have a really powerful endgame. Garchomp also is the second Dynamax candidate. can actually give special defense boosts to Ferrothorn and Porygon. Couple that with Intimidate cycling, and you've got some really pokey Pokemon. So Garchomp and Lapras are the primary max candidates. Those are the only ones that I've really been maxing so far. I think in theory you could potentially max Porygon, given that it's a bit more of a specially offensive set. If you get a special attack boost, this wouldn't be a bad mon to max. But you can make a lead with Lapras, Coco Garchomp, Lapras Incineroar, Garchomp, or occasionally Lapras Garchomp. You can bring Porygon Ferrothorn in the back. Basically, whenever you're bringing Lapras, you usually are going to want to have Porygon Ferrothorn in the back. There was one game I saw Yari pilot where he brought Lapras, Incineroar, Porygon, Ferrothorn. Or it was like Lapras, Ferrothorn in the front, Porygon, Incineroar in the back, or something like that. It was against a hard Trick Room team. These Pokemon are very slow, and they can help out the Trick Room a lot. So that's the general team here. We're going to go ahead and play some games with it today. But first, I'm going to go ahead and pull up. This is the changes I made to the team. My Players Cup team, I've got a rental up. I'll put it in the description below, but if you want to grab the rental code, it is right here. Feel free to use it. Give me your feedback on it. The only change that you could potentially make is now that I'm not running Celesteela, instead of I'm running this Togekiss, you can actually choose to run Assault Vest Glastrier and substitute Protect for a Steel move, Heavy Slam, or something of the like that. This is basically what a lot of some of the big name players are playing right now. I've saw three or four different players playing this team, or variations of it. It seems to be pretty good. Rotom, I think, is really well positioned. Glastrier is obviously Glastrier. Remember, I have very specific specs on my Pokemon. My Glastrier is not minimum speed, and my Porygon is also not quite minimum, I don't think. Or it might be 1 point above minimum. So keep that in mind if you're going to use the team. But the team was very good for me, and I really enjoyed it. So if you all enjoy using a team like this, generally centered around Trick Room, or it's basically a protect the queen strategy. Your queen in this case is either Glastrier or Rotom, and you have occasionally Porygon, but you basically have Porygon, Incineroar, Amoonguss, and Togekiss, all some combination of three of those protecting the Glastrier or the Rotom, whichever ones are most applicable for the game. And that was the team that I ran. So maybe we'll play some games with this team on stream or on videos here. But for now, that's the rental team. I will go ahead and put that in the description below. But we are going to jump into some games with the team. So this Lapras team, like I said, I played a couple games with it on the... I played some games with it on ladder so far. I've won both of them. Both of them did involve maxing Garchomp, but both of them my opponents had really good Lapras answers. Like the last opponent I just played against had a Rotom Wash, a Kartana, and a Dracozolt. So they had very good, and it was with T-Tar, so it was Sandrush, Dracozolt. So very good answers to Lapras. I'm hoping to get to feature Lapras here. I really like Lapras, so let's take a look. All right, so this is Rain coupled with Trick Room. Probably Rain Dance, Tornadus, Trick Room, Comfy, Serena is their grass type. This Raikou could potentially be a screen setter. It could also potentially be a... it also could potentially be... like a Assault Vest set. I've seen both. Escavalier fits on this team kind of nicely. I like this. Well, this looks like a pretty good game for Lapras overall. The question is, what am I going to want to bring up front? I do think that my opponent's probably going to bring Escavalier. And so for that reason, I kind of want Incineroar somewhere on the team. I'm not entirely sure that it matches up all that well, though. But Coco doesn't match up well into a lot of what my opponent's doing, so it has to be Incineroar. I think I'm going to lead Porygon, and then go Incineroar Pharaoh. Let's give this a whirl. Let's see how this goes. Okay, Tornadus Kingdra. Tornadus Serena. Okay. Interesting. Do I have to be scared of Serena? I shouldn't, right? Serena's base attack is 120. Probably has Queenly Majesty. I don't think I'm super worried about it. What kind of boost did I get on Porygon? I got an attack boost? Okay. Well, they might be taunting. I'm going to go ahead and Resonance and Ice Beam. I'm expecting a taunt here. Okay, no max from my opponent. Let's see. I'm pretty sure this should KO. Serena is, like I said, probably Queenly Majesty. I don't know what offensive move it's going to have. Maybe like Solar Blade or a Seed Bomb or something. Power Whip. Heat Wave. Okay. Power Whip. What? Was that a crit? That wasn't a crit? It just does that much damage? That's crazy. Okay, well, we got our Aurora Veil up here, so I'm probably gonna end up being forced to pivot out Lapras. That was crazy. It must have been banded. I guess I should have protected and gone for Trick Room. I was very surprised my opponent didn't taunt. Escavalier. Oh. Okay. So what do they have in the back then? I didn't write down their team. Comfy, maybe? Okay, I'm going to switch Lapras out here into Incineroar, and then I'm going to Ice Beam the Tornadus. Okay, here comes the max on a Escavalier. It's really unfortunate. I can do the calc, actually. Lapras. Dynamax. 108. 76. And then against Serena. Yeah, it had to have been banded at this rate. It looks like non-banded does 53.4 to 63%. Choice band has a roll to deal 93.6 as a high roll. Okay. Am I that scared of Kingdra here? If it's like specs, it could be kind of bad. But I'm also in Aurora Veil. Okay, who'd he miss? Oh, he missed Incineroar. Okay, let's see if this is specs. It's probably Life Orb. Okay. Interesting that my Porygon's actually faster than my Incineroar. Maybe I'm using the wrong Incineroar here. Maybe I don't have the speed on the Incineroar that I thought I was going to have. Okay. I would like to get my Lapras in position here for a Perish, but I don't think that's going to be possible with Kingdra. So I think I'm just going to sack it off. Okay. Sure. So now I'm gonna go into oh, it's Life Orb Cavalier, so it probably is Specs, huh? I'm gonna go into Pharaoh here. Two turns left of Aurora Veil. So my opponent's last turn of max. They can't really touch Pharaoh with... Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go for an Iron Defense and then switch Porygon into Incineroar here. My opponent could read this, potentially. Like, Muddy Water is still going to probably do a good amount, but... I think I just want to get this Intimidate down on this Escavalier, and then potentially, if they don't target the right slot, have Fake Out next. Super interesting team for my opponent. Okay. Incineroar probably goes down to this. This is neutral. Oh, wow. No. Aurora Veil too strong. Okay. Pharaoh is faster than Escavalier as well. Spike into the... Yeah, nice. Good switch. Good switch. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to Fake Out, Leech Seed the Kingdra. I can basically just, like, seed out this game. Leech Seed, Fake Out. This is my last turn of Aurora Veil as well. My opponent might protect their Escavalier. Even though they are at +1 defense in the rain, I would expect that Flare Blitz would still deal half here. So, no protect. Okay. Sweet. Sure. I don't think this KOs. Yeah, no. So we're basically just, this is kind of a slower end game here, but we're basically just setting up our Ferrothorn to win in the late game here. My team's Aurora Veil is gone. Escavalier should be at -2, yeah. And then Kingdra's at -1, so we'll go ahead and go for a Leech Seed plus a Flare Blitz into the Escavalier slot. I'm expecting a Muddy Water here. Yep, no protects. I got the accuracy drop. That's unfortunate. We still connect with Leech Seed. Okay. I really don't see how my opponent's going to win this one. My Ferrothorn's just going to go back. It's got double Leech Seed going, so it's just basically going to go back to full HP at the end of this turn. So, I think I'm going to I'm going to bring Porygon back in. I'm going to body press the Escavalier and then set Trick Room. That should put me in a pretty good spot. Let's see if we get a special attack boost this time. Yeah, we do. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and body press here and set Trick Room. Yeah, okay, cool. My opponent smells the writing on the wall. Sweet. Well, that was the mode we got to bring Lapras. I did not expect the banded... I actually thought about protecting and setting Trick Room there, but that's so bad if my opponent goes for a max and a taunt. I just didn't even expect that at all, so... But that worked. We got the win. So I probably didn't need to switch Lapras out there. It may not have been necessarily the correct play. I guess I don't really know. Leaving it in, it just dies. So let's see. All right, so we have Thundurus, Urshifu, so the Intimidate stuff, Porygon, Incineroar, Feeny, and Kartana. Okay. Part of me really wants Intimidate for Cart. But the last time I did this, I don't think I brought... I did bring Incin, but Incin died really early when I did Garchomp stuff. Maybe not, though. But I definitely think that this could be a good Lapras game. This looks like a great Coco game, if I'm being honest. Coco hits two of their Mons super effectively, and they only resist Electric with one Mon. So I'm definitely bringing Coco in the front. The question now is, what do I do? I think this is a Lapras game. I don't think I want Incineroar necessarily. It only matches up well against Kartana. So maybe I'll just do this. All right, let's see. Thundurus or Urshifu. Okay. So let's see how much Thundurus does. Wild Charge should do about 50. Okay, so Coco will go first here. Urshifu could switch. My opponent could make that play and attack the Coco, but we resist everything that my opponent's going to send at Coco. So we'll just go ahead and do this and Resonance the Thundurus. I think this is fine. Coco's Dazzling Gleam will KO for sure. We get a Aurora Veil this way, and potentially get to pivot out next turn. No switches from my opponent. Max their Thundurus. It could be a Sash variation of Urshifu, which would really suck. But usually you see banded Urshifu in these situations. If it's not banded, if it's Sash, we probably lose our Lapras this turn. They could also just protect Urshifu, but that would also imply that it's Sash. So I don't know why they would do that. They'd probably just double the Lapras. Let's see. Gleam. It's Sash? Oh no. Well, then we don't take the full ban damage. Oh no, I think we lose Lapras this turn. Yeah, we lose Lapras. Wow, my opponent got me with the Sash, that's for sure. I guess I should have max guarded this turn. I knew that the double up was coming if it lived, but when you see Thundurus, you always think Bandit or Shifu. Just kind of what you do. Well, we're not out of this yet. What's going on? Did the game freeze? Huh. That was bizarre. I feel like it isn't necessarily a wrong play there. I still wasn't necessarily out of it either. I guess Bandit is technically significantly less common, but usually when you see Urshifu, it oh, I guess that counted as a win. That must have been my opponent disconnecting then on their side. Because we were bringing in Porygon, and my opponent didn't go for an Airstream. So we had Dazzling Gleam Trick Room, or Volt Switch Trick Room, which would have been great. But I'm very surprised that that wasn't Bandit, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But you can't ever be too sure. That's why Best of One is a bit of a tricky monster. Let's see. Alright, so this looks like some Blastoise stuff. Dragapult's interesting. Comfy. Glacier. Okay. Well, my opponent... I would imagine that on this type of team, this is offensive Dragapult. But this Blastoise is really throwing me for a loop. So I really don't know what's going on. I think I want Coco. I actually think Lapras is okay here. Lapras matches up well against 3 of their Pokemon. 4 of their Pokemon. Lapras Incin, maybe? I really want Coco, though, I think. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't need Coco. Maybe Lapras Incin's good enough. And then... Oh, this is Weakness Policy Dragapult. That's what this is. Yeah. Okay, well then I'm going to go like this. Yeah. I'm basically going to make my opponent choose which Pokemon they want to... What they want to do on turn 1. This looks like... I forgot about that. This is Draining Kiss Comfy with Weakness Policy Pult. And then Blastoise. So... Comfy Blastoise. Okay. Let's see. Attack boost. Bummer. Okay. So my opponent could have Glacier in the back. I don't know what my opponent's going to do with Blastoise. I would imagine it's probably carrying the Life Orb. I don't... Usually when you see the White Herb sets on Blastoise, it's when it's paired with Redirection. So I'm just going to go ahead and get up my Resonance and try attack the Comfy slot as well. Expecting a Taunt from this Comfy potentially, or a Trick Room. So let's see. Okay. Glacier, okay. I don't think we care too much either way. If my opponent taunts my Porygon, then I can always switch out my Porygon for Instant, which I'm probably going to want to do anyway. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Well, Comfy's probably going for Trick Room here, actually. So maybe we'll end up denying this. Okay, we get the Tri Attack off. Maybe we deny this. Nope. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and Geyser the Comfy slot, and then... Do I care too much if Trick Room's up? I don't think so. Glacier's going to move first. Problem is I don't really want to set up Rain, I don't think. We'll take an Intimidate this way. My opponent could ally switch here. That would be kind of annoying. No, it's just Giga Drain. Okay. So it's Giga Drain. Is it Policy Blastoise then? Not Policy Dragapult? Okay. We get the KO on Comfy. We get our Incineroar into position. Trick Room is up, but if I remember correctly from my opponent's team, they don't really have any other Pokemon that really want to be in Trick Room besides Glastrier. They have Blastoise in the back, and then potentially have like Rotom. What do I want to do with Lapras this turn? I think I'll switch it. I have the wrong Incineroar on this team too, it looks like. Forgot to change it up. I should have one with Protect on it. Lapras did its job. Switching out here is fine. Okay. Incineroar should be moving next. Who do I want to go back out into here? Probably Porygon. Just get my two really bulky Pokemon into position here. I can always switch Porygon out again for another Intimidate. Okay, another attack boost. Hydro Cannon. Okay. Well, guess that Blastoise isn't doing anything next turn. I'm gonna go ahead and go for an Iron Defense. How many turns left of Trick Room? 2. And 2 turns left of Aurora Veil. Okay, I'm gonna pivot back out into Instant here. My opponent can call this, but Glacier's at -1 after the Max Knuckle, so I don't think that that it should KO. I really wish I had Protect here, though. That would be really nice. My Incineroar should have Protect on it, but it has Taunt instead at the moment. But having a second one of those would be pretty nice. Okay, Knuckle. I don't even know how much this is gonna deal. It might have been a crit. Oh no, crit would have probably done way more than that. Okay, I think this should be back to neutral Glacier at the moment. Okay. It's not Life Orb. It's not Life Orb Glacier. Last turn of Trick Room for my opponent. I could go for another Iron Defense here. Just keep setting up on my opponent. What do they have for Glacier? Neutral? Yeah, they're at neutral. And one special defense boost. I'm going to go for a Fake Out. I think I'm okay if my opponent goes for another Hydro Cannon. Blizzard. Whoa. Okay. Okay. No more Trick Room. We should be at +4, Pharaoh? Yeah. think that's fine. Critical hit didn't matter there. Okay. So Blastoise has to recharge this next turn. I wonder if +4 body press KOs the Glastrier. Freeze Ride definitely picks up the KO here. Let's see. Okay, well now it definitely does. Lapras goes down, that's fine. If the last Pokemon's Rotom, things get kind of tricky, but I wouldn't imagine it would be Rotom. Okay. 2 knockouts. Leftovers recovery. I mean, if it is Rotom, we can just protect and set Trick Room here. I could have also protected Lapras that turn and attacked Glastrier, predicting that my opponent was going to attack Lapras with a close combat. Rillaboom. Okay. Rillaboom's fine. Rillaboom loses to Ferrothorn anyway. I'm just going to... I don't even have to set Trick Room. I'm just going to double the Rillaboom here. Cool. Sweet. Well, I feel kind of bad that other game didn't count. I think that one could have been really interesting. I don't think we were out of that other one either. I think we would have been in a decent position. Let's take a look at their battle team. I like looking at other people's battle teams. So Rose Incense, what's their build? Pretty good amount in speed. HP is optimized for grassy terrain recovery. Attack is not maxed out, which is interesting. They have 4 attacks, though. That's interesting, too. Usually, the whole reason for running Rose Incense over Banded or Assault Vest is that you want to have offensive potential, but also the ability to protect. I think if you're going to run 4 moves, I think Assault Vest or Choice Band is better. But this I like the optimized recovery. Let's see what this was. This was Policy. Okay, so it wasn't Policy Dragapult. Special attack. Maxed out, no speed investment on Blastoise, just HP and defense. Okay. Hydro Cannon, Blizzard, Flash Cannon, Protect. So this thing gets completely walled by Ferrothorn, which is good. Glastrier was AV. Okay. This is what I would probably be running on my new Glastrier. It is minimum speed, though, so my opponent does have a minimum speed one. Rotom Heat has Life Orb. Wow. Life Orb, Rotom Heat. Okay. I like Citrus a lot, or I like Safety Goggles personally. Sash, Dragapult with max HP. Will-O-Wisp, Breaking Swipe, Helping Hand, and Light Screen. This is a really cool Dragapult set. I really like this set a lot. All different Pokemon, at least outside of the Dragapult. Looks like it's somebody else's, but that's okay. I like this. This is a cool set. This is a very like supportive Dragapult. I was gonna say he threw me off, and maybe that's what this trainer is trying to do, is make people think it's comfy Dragapult stuff when in fact it's comfy Blastoise stuff. So that's kind of cool. And then Babbery Berry, full support, comfy. Did have Ally Switch instead of Taunt, so we didn't really have to worry about the Taunt potentially, but Ally Switch was there. Interesting. I like max defense on this Pokemon. Its defense is a lot lower than its special defense, or at least like a defense boosted nature, but that's just me personally. Yeah, I like my opponent's team a lot. This is cool. Definitely going to throw people off with this weakness policy Blastoise for sure. Um, Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. All right. Well, that's the team. That's the Lapras team. Um, pretty sweet. Pretty sweet team so far. I'll do one more video with this team. I think I'll switch out the Incineroar, get it back into where it's supposed to be with Protect here. Protect is really important. We were if we could have gotten Lapras into position there, like let's say that turn that I protected and I body pressed the Glacier and picked up the knockout. We can check and see if that even would have KO'd. Pharaoh Thorn, double showdown, 50 not maxed. We were at +4 defense, and we had body press into Glacier 252. Non-Dynamaxed. Yeah, +4 would have KO'd even without the -1. So if we go back to that play, if we protect Lapras, expecting close combat to go into Glacier, because Glacier is faster than Ferrothorn, so Glacier's going to attack first. So if we predict that and we go for Protect Lapras and we go for Body Press into the Ferrothorn slot, then Rillaboom comes in, and then that still doesn't. The Perish doesn't work. The Perish basically only works against Rotom, but potentially, I mean, Grassy Glide KOs for sure. We were out of Aurora turns at that point. So taking the double knockout there was really enticing, especially since I knew that they had to recharge. Getting the double knockout there was super, super nice. So, yeah, I can't really complain too much. Because then Rillaboom had to face down Ferrothorn, which Rillaboom loses to Ferrothorn anyway. I was going to probably win that game anyway with Ferrothorn set up the way it was. I could have gone for a slow Leech Seed game as well if I wanted to. But let's see where I'm going to jump back over real quick. Let's see where we ended up on the ladder at the end here. 1,500 maybe? Nice, cool. We'll definitely play some more tomorrow. I'm looking to play with this team again. I'll probably do at least one more day with this team, and then maybe next this weekend or next week we'll start with another water
mic
type.
off.
Oh, sorry, my mic or my headset decided to talk to us. I've got some other ideas for some other water types that I want to explore. One of them being Kingdra. So we'll definitely look into it, but. The team is I've really liked this team so far. This Lapras is a really cool Pokemon, one of my all-time favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. So definitely a solid strategy. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the team as much as I'm enjoying using it. And if you have any feedback at all or questions or anything you want to drop in the comment section below, please feel free. I love interacting with you all, so I look forward to seeing any comments. And as always, if you're not already a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and leave a like if you like the video. It does help me out a lot. Also, let me know if there's any other water types you think that we should use. I'm definitely down to try out more water types. I do a lot of my own breeding, so you have to give me a little bit of time to get the Pokemon, but generally I should be able to get them. So yeah, if you just want to let me know, and that sounds like it would be really fun to do. So I will catch you all later. Have a fantastic rest of your day.